Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Thursday in this crazy month of April. This is day 17 for us, going through meeting here and going through how I can share with you strategies that work for me in being your own personal trainer, your own health coach. My name's Dawn Delahunty. I'm a personal trainer and health coach, and today we're going to talk about goal setting as far as it pertains to health and fitness. And we all know about goal setting. It's talked about so much, about SMART goals. And oh, by the way, if you were with me yesterday for myofascial release information, go ahead and get started with that. Go ahead and start rolling out. If you weren't, then pull it up and at least review the first part of it, because it's really helpful in working out knots and trigger points that interfere with you having a good workout. So, specific goals. Here we go. SMART goals. Specific. They have to be specific. That means what, where, why, when, how. They have to be measurable. They have to be attainable. You don't want to set yourself up for failure. So it has to be something that you can do. Relevant. It has to be something you want. If someone else tells you that you need to lose weight, but you're like, I'm fine, it's not going to work. You cannot, you can't successfully achieve somebody else's goals. So on a scale of like 1 to 10, if your desire to accomplish this goal is not like 8, 9, or 10, then you need to reconsider it, because you just don't want it bad enough, and that's okay. All right, and the T is time defined. There has to be an internal or external deadline to this, okay? So the reason we don't reach a lot of our goals is for some common mistakes that I'm going to go through. So I want you to think about a goal that you have not achieved, that you've tried and it just didn't work out. Because it's not that you're not enough. It's not that you're not strong enough or smart enough or whatever. It's probably the goal. They have to have some characteristics about them that you can work with to achieve. And if you make some of these mistakes, it makes your goal unachievable. So think about something that you've tried to achieve that you haven't. Okay, some common mistakes. One of them is you can't set up negative goals. You cannot say, I just don't want that. I don't want to look like that. I don't want to do that. I just don't want to be there. It doesn't work that way. You've got to figure out, where do you want to be? Your goal has to be positive. Another thing is you got to be willing to change your goals for all sorts of reasons. But life happens, stuff like that. But also, you might map out a goal. Like I mapped out what it would take for me to run a marathon. And once I got down to the bottom line and I saw how much training needed, how much time I'd have to be away from my family, I was like, I don't want it that much anymore. I thought it was maybe like an 8 or a 9. But then once I realized all that went into it, it was more like a 4 or a 5. Of course, that wasn't when I was quarantined with my family. I might want to revisit that one. But anyhow, you need to track your progress. Okay, part of a SMART goal is it's measurable. But if you don't measure it, if you don't keep track of your progress, then it doesn't really matter, and it makes that goal ineffective. No failure, only feedback. Let go of perfection. When it comes to our goals, if something doesn't work out right, you go back, you figure out why. Why didn't it work out? Why didn't this not work for me? And tweak it and move on. There's no condemnation in it. There's no judgment in it. This is your life. You're learning how you best are motivated in how you work and in taking into account life stuff. And none of us is an island, so there's a lot of things in this world that are outside of your control, like a pandemic that I know a lot of you work out regularly and now all of a sudden your health club's closed. uh, your goals had to change, and that's okay. They can change. There's no failure in that. Celebrate every success, every single one of them, and don't do it with food. That's just not helpful. I've got a client who, there's a TV show she loves, TV series she loves, but she won't let herself watch it unless she's walking or running on the treadmill. Stuff like that, where the pleasures of life, you can use them as rewards for the things you want to accomplish. And I know, especially in a time like this when tempted to kind of feel sorry for ourselves, we just want to reward ourselves for existing, because it just seems like that's enough. and I get that. But you can't do that all the time. Use some of the things that you love to do as rewards for accomplishing stages of your goal. At your ultimate celebration, say you reached your goal, you're going to celebrate it, and maybe take a day off, a couple days off, and then you remap. You map up a new vision, a new goal, set a new goal. Okay, so here's a problem that often happens, is people say, I just want to lose 15 pounds for this wedding, which is fine. The problem is, once the wedding happens, you've lost your why, and you're going to gain the weight back. That happens with any of these goals that have a deadline. So like if I'm training for a triathlon, we're swimming, biking, and running, okay? That's what I'm training for. Once the triathlon's over, I can't swim a mile right now because I have not trained for it. I lost that ability to swim that because I haven't trained for it. I lost my why. And I'm fine with that because I just set another goal and I set a different thing to accomplish, and I enjoy that. But with something like losing weight for a wedding, once you lose that why, you're kind of stuck. So I would suggest if you have something like that, make that a benchmark to a greater goal. There has to be something beyond that, otherwise it's not going to be good after the wedding. Okay, consider what can go wrong and plan for it. You can't consider everything, but there are some things that you can consider for and plan ahead. You know that the seasons are going to change. The weather's going to change. There's going to be rainy days. There's going to be snowy days. What are you going to do on those days? Just think ahead. There's birthdays coming up. There's holidays coming up. How are you going to address those? You got to plan ahead when you're looking to achieve a goal. And you got to connect it with your life. A lot of times when I very first start working with a client, they're super excited, super into life change, and they're just going to work out 2 times a day, 7 days a week, and they're not going to eat. They're going to achieve this goal. And that's just not, besides it goes back to the part about being attainable. That's not attainable. You need to consider your whole life. How does this fit into your life? And we're quarantined right now, so it feels like you don't have much of a life. I get that. But this will lift, and you will get back to your life. And how are your goals going to fit into that? You can't turn off the rest of your life or expect to be able to turn off the rest of your life to attain a goal. So those are some common mistakes. And if there's been a goal that you haven't achieved, I'm hoping that maybe you saw something in there that you could tweak and change so that you make your goal effective for you. So what we do, we vision map. Put your goal at the top, whatever your goal is. And underneath it, it's all the steps you need to achieve that goal. And then underneath that, it's all the steps you need to achieve each one of those steps. You work it all the way down to the bottom until you come up with what can I do today that's going to work towards that goal. That's basically what vision mapping is. You can create a vision board that has all the pictures of your whys on it. Because there are days when you're like, I don't know why. And you can look at your vision board and remember, oh yeah, that's why. That's why I want to do this. So, types of goals. You can have goals about anything. When we're talking about health and fitness, it can absolutely be losing weight. But we talked about that a couple days ago. That's kind of flawed in the sense, I gotta talk faster, my time's a ticking. That's kind of flawed in the sense of, there's a lot of ways I can lose weight. I can dehydrate myself, I can go on a crazy diet, I can lose muscle mass, and that I can lose weight that way. But that's not ultimately what I think you want. So you got to figure out what you really want, and losing weight is probably a side thing of that. But some of the things you can make goals about: changing your self-talk, making sure that any negative self-talk that comes into your brain, you correct it, you turn it around. Drinking water every day, regularly. Tracking your food. You will learn so much about yourself by tracking your food. You think you know, but you don't really know until you track it. Trying a new exercise, signing up for an event, a race or a competition, having like a regular meditation time or devotion time to set your mind straight. Try, another one could be researching an injury or condition that you have. It is always surprising to me how many people live with something and they don't really understand it, and they don't know what they can do to help it, to make it better, or just learn something new. Go be a personal trainer. Okay, so quickly, go through a goal that I have and just quickly how I pieced it together. So I want to hike the Grand Canyon. I've wanted to hike the Grand Canyon, backpacking for a long time. And I found a group that I can do it with. So my specific part of my goal is specifically when the event is. It's 4 days. I need to fly out there. I need to get a hotel room. I need to meet up with this group, and those are the specifics. Measurable. Okay, I looked up on their site. We would be hiking up to 11 miles a day with up to 5,000 feet elevation change, and I need to be able to carry a backpack that's 30 to 45 pounds. That's pretty measurable. Okay, is it attainable? I think so, because it's quite a ways out, and I'm not starting from zero. So let's see, relevant. What does it mean? It means a lot to me. It's just one of those things I just really wanted to do for literally decades. Okay, and what else? What did I do? Okay, so it's so huge and it's so far out there. What I do is I've got all my specifics. I got to work it back. So that means like 6 weeks before, I need to be able to go on a 3-day backpacking trip with elevation change, carrying a backpack that's at least 35 pounds. And 6 weeks before that, 2 days. And then 6 weeks before that, it's 1 day. That's not even overnight. That's just during the day. Okay. And then 6 weeks brings us approximately to now. So that gives me something to train for. So my first goal in this is to be able to hike for 11 miles, 35-pound backpack in elevation change. So how am I going to come up with a workout plan? I just Google it. There's so much out there, training for a backpacking trip. And actually the same group has a workout plan. I already know I'm going to have to do core. I'm going to be doing lots of squats, lots of step-ups, shoulders. I need balance and cardio. So that's how that works. And I'm going to be ready to tweak it all along the way, because it is quite possible that the event would get canceled or something like that. But anyhow, we got to get working out, and I hope that helps you out with goal setting a little bit. So we're going to start warming up. The only thing you need today is a bench or a step and medium to heavy weight. And that's it. Let's get warmed up. I talk too much. Okay. Let's start with a little bit of a boxer shuffle. Or if you don't want that impact or that intensity, you're going with those marches. All we're trying to do is get the heart rate up a little bit. There you go. Let's slow it down. Bring those knees up higher. And then take it to a wide march. There you go. Right into our lunges. press them out, sitting up tall, move that around. Hands on the floor, lift the hips up. Slowly curl it up. Good, knee hugs. Stretch out those quads. Reach it out if you can. Okay, let's try for balance. Start with that knee hug. Take it to a quadricep stretch. Reach out. Bring it back. Other side. Bring it back. Good. Some high kicks. A little bit higher each time. Other side. Good. One leg behind. Grab that wrist up and over. And the other side. Good. Take it down to the ground. Lunge forward from there, deep lunge. You're getting a stretch in that hip flexor of that back leg. Bring those arms up, and you're pulling back. Pulling back, opening up that chest from every angle. Taking your time, but not just going through the motions. Make it count. Get all the way to the bottom and work your way back up. Remember, if you don't like your knee on the ground, you've got one foot up on a bench or a chair. Sit back, find that stretch in your hamstring, point and flex. Good. Other side. Start with that deep lunge forward, getting that stretch in there, then add the arms in. Okay, so what we're doing today is an EMOM. Every minute on the minute. Work those arms down. We've got 5 exercises. We're going to go through it 4 times for a 20-minute EMOM. All the way at the bottom, work your way back up. And I'm going to go through the exercises with you before we get started so you can see the variations and modify it for yourself. Sit back, because you are customizing this workout for yourself. This is when you absolutely have to be your own personal trainer. You cannot pretend like I know what you're going through, because I don't. So I'm just going to give you a bunch of choices and you decide what's best for you. Okay. First one of our exercises, we're just going to go through them right here, is a squat hold. So squat hold is you go down like this and you just hold it. Okay? It's 40 seconds. It's kind of a long time. It's okay. If you get tired, you stand back up, shake it out a little bit, and go back down. What I don't want you to do is leverage yourself here. I want you to keep the arms out front. You can also take it to a wall sit. Same thing, take it down, get those quads parallel with the floor. You get too tired, you take it up a little bit, and go right back down. I'm fine with taking a rest, just make it quick, okay? Second exercise is gonna be a burpee step up. Here's where you need your step, okay? So, here's the full thing, is you go kick the legs out, go all the way down, come all the way up, and then you're gonna step up. And then you're gonna do it again. Now there's lots of ways you can add variation to that. You don't have to go all the way down with your burpee. If you're not there yet, don't do it. You can add a smaller step. If you're just using your stair steps, just use that bottom step. You can just do a couple of knee ups right there. Modify it for you. If you don't have if you want a higher step and you don't have it, go to your second step on your stairs, okay? But modify it for you. We're doing 6 of them, then we're gonna rest for the rest of the minute. Thrusters, we've done these before. This is what a hand release push-up is you go all the way down and you lift those elbows up, getting those hands off the ground, engaging. Push up and release. So it's not just getting the hands off the ground, it's lifting those elbows and contracting the back. So you can do it on your knees, do the same thing. You can do it on an incline, but obviously you cannot release your hands or you're gonna fall into the bench. But you can do sort of a row motion to get that same thing happening. Same thing with a wall. Do a push up and then come up and just do a row motion. You'll get the same muscles, just a different intensity. One more, it's called Otis up. So, optional weight. You would tap overhead, sit up, push all the way up, overhead. Bring it back down, tap overhead. Okay? So obviously the easiest way to modify that, no weight. And if you need to put your feet under something, then go ahead and do that. I think that's it. It's gonna be so fun. Okay, let me get my timer going, because we wanna know when our rests are. And I'm getting my fan going, because that is going to be necessary. Okay, you ready? We're going, excuse me, squat hold first. Here we go. Take it down. 40 seconds. So, I'm not thinking about the pain. What I'm thinking about is my weight over my heels. Do my feet like spread out and let my toes grip into my shoes, into the mat to give me a good foundation? Okay, am I still pulling in my abs? I can look down, I don't want my face over past my toes. Okay, you're still breathing. Still breathing. Got 10 seconds. You can do it. You can do anything for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, rest. We got 20 seconds to rest, and we're gonna go to our burpees, okay? So here we're doing 6 of them. We're starting in 4. Here we go. Change that lead foot that's stepping up each time, just to create balance and symmetry in what you're doing. That's 2. This is 4. One more. There you go. Rest. We got about 11 seconds. Thrusters are next. Here you go. Doing 10 of them. There's 1. I've got 2 more. Rest. Now I could be using my bag of rice for this. I can be going without a weight. You're still resting, but you can absolutely go without a weight. Take it to your level. We're doing hand release push-ups next. So we'll start out at the bottom. Press up, down, bring those elbows as high as possible. How many are we doing? We're doing 10. This is 2. All right, I've got a couple more. Make sure that you squeeze Keep those elbows as high as possible, squeezing them back. There you go. And then you just rest. Last one is going to be our Otis up. Again, we're going to do 10 of these, but we've got 12 seconds of rest here. So pick what weight you want to use, or if you want to use a weight. We're starting in 3. Here you go. Okay, that was 5. Two more. And last one. Good. Okay, that's one round down. We're going to go through this 4 times. So we've got 3 more to go. Adjust your weights as you need to. The fact that you can do it, but you cannot do it with perfect form is not good. Make sure you can do it with perfect form. We're back to our squat hold. Here we go. Take it down. Trying to keep those elbows, you're not leveraged on your lap there. Check and see what those feet are doing. You're breathing, your back is long, neck is long. Abs are strong. And we've got it down to 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake that out. Get ready for burpees. Starting in 5 seconds. Here you go. 6 of them. I've got 2 more. And rest. Thrust supposed to be next, but we got about 10 seconds. Here you go. All the way down, all the way up. Couple more. Good. Rest. Next will be our push-ups. All right, starting in 2. Here you go. Press up, bring it down, elbows high. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 10. stay down here. Sit-ups are next. So got 15 seconds to rest. If you used a weight last time for this, determine if it was too high or too low and adjust it. We're gonna start in 3. Here you go. Tap overhead, lift all the way up. Okay, I've got 2 more. Good job. We're halfway through this. 10 minutes down, 10 minutes to go. Five seconds, we're going back to that squat. Gotta love it. Here you go, take it down. Taking an inventory, what's your body doing? Mentally, just take yourself to a happy place and breathe, breathe. Eight, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There you go. Okay, shake it out, and we're going to go to burpees next. Enjoy your 7-second vacation here. Here we go, take it down. Remember, we're just doing 6 of these. I got 1 more. Good. Rest. Thrusters are next. Here you go. Begin. So 6. Couple more. Good. Okay, I want to suggest to you, if you cannot do those or any of this at a good pace where we can get a little bit of cardio in there and keep it moving, and you still get that rest time at the end, that your weight or your intensity level is too high. You need to bring it down just a little bit. Okay, we've got about 10 seconds, and we're going to our push-ups. There you go, start with push-up, and then elbows up. Real strong core. Two more. Good. Rest. stay down here though. Sit-ups are next. You ready? We're gonna start in 6 seconds. There you go. I got 4 more. Okay. Third time through. We've got 1 more round and then we're gonna stretch it out. So 7 more seconds of break, breathing. I'll go back to those darn squats. Squat holds. Here you go. Take it down. Last time for these. Just mentally go on vacation. Breathing. Someplace the water is cool and blue. Sun is warm. Sand is warm and white. Five seconds. There you go. Good, shake it out. Burpees are next. Starting in 4. There you go. I've got 2 more. And 1 more. Good. Rest. Short rest. Then we're going to thrusters. Starting in 3. There you go. This is 6. Set that down. Rest for a moment before we do push-ups. We just have push-ups and our sit-ups and we're done. Here you go, 10 more seconds of rest. Here we go. Start with your push-up, and then elbows up. Keep that neck long, keep that core solid. Good, rest. You ready for sit-ups. But you got a whole 20 seconds. Just breathe. Grab a sip of water. All right, starting in 3. Here we go. All the way up. We got 4 more. And 10. Good job. Make yourself some room so we can do a full body stretch. You got it. Active stretch, reaching, stretching, elongating your whole body, and then relax. Whew, take a deep breath and just sink into that mat. Now try and slow your breathing down a little bit by taking deeper breaths. And when you're ready, you're going to bring one knee up. Let that other leg just rest on the floor. If your knees are tender, you're grabbing underneath that knee. And then we're going to pull that knee across, keeping the shoulders on the floor. Relaxing into that rotation. Each time you exhale, see if you can make that rotation just a little bit further. Good. Bring it back to center. You're going to drive that heel out. Take that leg straight up. Good. Add in the arms to find a good place of tension, a good stretch right there. And then work that ankle. Heel to your knee. Lift it up. Find what angle of this stretch is best for you. When you're ready, take that whole thing to the other side. Bring that knee up. Let that first leg rest on the floor. Pull that knee across. Challenge your torso. Challenge its ability to rotate there. You got it. Bring it back. Heel up. With the arms. And work that ankle. Heel to your knee, and lift it up. the shoulders away from your ears. Try and relax into that stretch. Still breathing. Sit back in the hips. Reach those fingertips forward. Good. Tuck those toes underneath. Lift the hips up. Pressing that chest towards the mat. And slowly working your hands back towards your feet. Just kind of hang there for a moment. When you're ready, curl it up. Take a deep breath. Okay, so I think it's supposed to be nice today. Try and get outside. Breathe some fresh air. Breathe some air that has not been in your house for a month and a half or whatever it's been. And reconsider goal setting. Because if you've done it not right in the past, you could think, what's the sense? But if you employ all these strategies, it actually makes working out more fun. It makes whatever you're trying to achieve, your goals, more fun and so rewarding because you're going to get there. So just consider revisiting it, and I think that's it. So take a deep breath. Go live today well. Thanks. I will see you.